Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Thank you all so much for being here. Today we're making this beautiful 3x3 note card holder, and it will also hold 3x5 notepads. Very simple project, absolutely gorgeous, and it's an easy low-cost craft. So I'm going to give you a closer look in just a minute, but y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. Alright y'all, so here's a closer look at this awesome little project. You'll notice that my picture-in-picture isn't working right now, and that's because I did something to it and I can't undo what I did. So I'll need to have my IT person, Mike, come over and take a look at it and fix it for me. So today it will be hands only, and we have this beautiful 3x3 note card set complete with the 3x5 notepad. When finished, the outside holder measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and it's 5.5 inches tall. And on the inside I have my 3x5 notepad, and then I went ahead and made a set of 3x3 note cards, just very simple. And I'll also walk you through the process for making the envelope. So if you do want to make this, you can make it so that it will hold 2 3x5 notepads and 6 3x3 note cards, as long as they are flat, along with 6 envelopes. But it is a very beautiful little set. You can decorate it as much as you want. Mine is very minimally decorated, but you can add as many embellishments as you like. Here's what we're going to need to make it. So to make the 3x3 note cards, you're going to need some 3x6 pieces. The number of pieces that you'll need will depend on the number of cards that you want to put in your set. So I have 3x6 for the note cards. For the envelopes, it will match how many note cards you decide to make, and you're going to need pieces that are cut at 8 by 5 1/8. And then I have a piece to cover the notepad, and this piece is cut at 3 by 7.5. I have a decorative topper. This piece is cut at 2 by 3 1/4. And then I have a piece that is 9 3/4 by 12, and we'll be using that to make the box. And then finally, I have a notepad that I have cut down to 3x5. Now they do make 3x5 notepads. I just didn't have any in my stash, so I went ahead and cut down a notepad to 3x5. So to make this, y'all, it's going to be very, very simple. On the 9 3/4 inch side, we are going to score at 3 1/4. Rotate it to the opposite 9 3/4 inch side and score at 3 1/4 again. Then on the 12 inch side, we're going to score at 3 1/4. And at 6.5. Then I'm going to fold and burnish my scores. I want this to be the outside. So I really should have scored on this side, but I didn't. Alright, so once you've folded and burnished those scores, we're going to have a center panel right here. We need to go to the score mark and free that panel. So I am cutting through the middle of the score mark. And we do that on both sides. And y'all, I'm not adding chipboard to this project, but if you want to, you can cut some panels and add them to the inside. But this is going to be a chipboard free project for me. So your piece is going to look like this. Then I'm going to take my finger blade, and I'm just going to go to the corner point here and cut. And this is purely decorative. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just decided that when I had it put together, it would be kind of cute to have that outside like that. That's just me. So now, y'all, we're going to bring in that glue, and we're going to put it together. So I'm going to put glue on this center panel here, and I'll join it to this one. Like this. And then I'll use my big old spatula to go in there and get everything nice and stuck. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to take my glue, place it on this panel, and we're going to get this stuck. Y'all, this is a very simple craft, but it makes such a big statement, and it's one of those crafts that I think is just perfect to give to someone as a gift. So now your piece is going to look like this. We are going to take this piece and bring it up and glue it down. So I'm just going to add my glue like this. I'll bring it up, and when I bring it up, I'm going to try to make sure I have it as close and even from here down as possible. Then I'll use my big old spatula and get that nice and stuck. And then you can see along the bottom that I have a little bit of overhang. Y'all, that's very easy to fix. Just take your scissors, go along that base, and trim away that overhang. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. Let's go ahead and add that glue. Put that piece right there, making sure that we have it as even with this piece as possible. This time I'll go in with my bone folder, make sure I have a good stick. I also have a little bit hanging over on the bottom, and I am just going to trim it away like that. So now the piece is going to look like this. I'm going to take my scissors, and starting at the end point here, I am just going to cut in at an angle as far as I want to go, like that. And then I'll do the same thing over here, but this time I'm just going to come at it from this angle because it's just easier for me to cut this side in the way that I just did it. So really, how you decide to cut this is up to you. You might not even want to cut yours, and that is up to you as well. Remember, when we're paper crafting, no rules in paper crafting, so we just go with what we like. So now I'm going to bring in my cards, and we're just going to fold these in half. And I have these cut at 6 by 3, and I'm just folding in half. And while I'm doing this, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone and welcome everyone to my channel. I know a lot of you have been with me for a while, and I really do appreciate that. If you're new and you're just discovering me, I'm glad to have you here. Hope you'll come back. So I have 4 cards. My envelopes aren't going to match the cards because I didn't want to cut up a whole bunch of paper. But to make the envelope, we have 2 pieces that are cut at 5 1/8 by 8. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and I am going to score at 1 on the 5 1/8 inch side, rotate to the opposite 5 1/8 inch side, score at 1. Do the same thing with this one. On the 5 1/8 inch side, score at 1. Rotate to the opposite 5 1/8 inch side, score at 1. Then we're going to turn it to the 8 inch side, score at 3, and at 6 1/8. Take the second one on the 8 inch side, score at 3, and at 6 1/8. Then let's just fold and burnish all of our scores. All right, y'all, so now we're just going to cut out the envelope, and we will be focused on these points here. So that's where all of our cutting is going to take place. So what I'm going to do is take my finger blade, and starting at this point, cut in here because we want this tab. Then we go back to that same point and we cut down to remove, and we cut down to remove, and we're cutting at an angle when we do that. So go back to this point, angle in, and angle in to free that. Go to the point again and drag down to remove that piece, and cut in there to remove that piece. And there you have the body of an envelope. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. So I'm not going to make the dots, but we know where they are. So I'll angle at that dot point, angle in as I'm removing this piece, angle in as I'm removing that piece. Same thing here. here, here, and here. So now I'm going to take my scissors, this is purely optional, and I'm going to round. If you have a corner rounder, perfect for this. If not, you see that you don't need one because we can round with our scissors. And we'll do this one. Now to put the envelope together, we're just going to take these pieces, fold them in, take your glue or tape, and place it on the widest end of the envelope. We can place a little bit here, fold up, and there we have a cute little envelope. Do the same thing over here. So we're going to take this one, fold in those sides, add our glue, glue and glue, fold up, and there's your second envelope. And then if you want, you can add some very simple decorations to the front of your cards. I'm not adding a whole lot because I want my cards to be very simple, so I'm just going to decorate 2 of them with you. And these will be all occasion 3x3 note cards, so you can use them for any season, any reason, anyone. And then the last thing that we need to do is cover our 3x5 notebook, so it'll fit on just like that. So I'm just using my tape runner to add my tape. And I'm just going to make sure I have a good coating of tape on here. Now I'm going to take this piece, and starting at the bottom, I will just line it up at the bottom. Hopefully aligning the sides like that. And then we'll get that nice and stuck. I'll stand it up, and I will just crease it a little bit. And then I'll fold over to the back side, and we'll get that nice and stuck. Then I have this little piece of scrap that I'm going to take and put down right there. So let me add some glue. Take this piece and put it down just for some contrast. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then I also want to take this 2 by 3 1/4 inch piece of scrap, and on the 2-inch side I'm going to score it at 1, and then I'll take it and just test fit it here, and I think that's a pretty good fit. So I just wanted to break that up a little bit. Now I'm going to add some glue to this. And we're going to take it and put it down like that. Then I can go on the inside with my bone folder. Now I can take my cards, my envelopes, as well as the notepad holder, and just place those inside like that. And y'all, how beautiful is that? So then I'm just going to take one of my little birdie flowers, paper flowers, and I'm going to put it right there. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back like this. I'll take this paper flower and put it right there. And now y'all, we have another beautiful holder for those 3x3 note cards, as well as 3x5 notepads. So I'm just going to take everything out of this one. Let's put it in that one, because I want to show you that we have plenty of room for everything. So like I said before, you can get 6 cards and 6 envelopes in here if you like. You might even be able to get more as long as they're flat. But this is how we take beautiful papers and turn them into beautiful items such as this. Easy peasy way to paper craft. So guys, I hope that you've enjoyed today's awesome video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.